Hello, and welcome to today's practice called Nourish. Today's practice is focusing on Prana Vayu, which is one of the sub doshas of Vata. Vata is the force of energy that is associated with movement. So, Prana Vayu is one of the directionalities of energy and breath in the body, and it's concentrated in the region of the chest area. So it's associated with intake and nourishment. The inhalation, bringing water into the body, food into the body, as well as our nourishing experiences. Pranavayu does nourish the chest region as well as the brain and the eyes. So we're going to have some emphasis today on working with the region of the chest. I would like to invite you to make a small loop with your strap for one of the poses that we'll do at the end. Now, if you don't have a strap with the two rings, don't worry about it. Just grab whatever you have, and I'll give you some modifications to work with what you have. So, a regular belt, a necktie, a scarf. If you have the strap with both rings, please take a moment to thread the tail through both of your rings. And then with the tail, the ring that's closest to the tail, you're going to release it down. And you're going to thread the tail back through the ring that you're still holding. You're going to pull on that tail until you get a small loop that can be used for your foot. Then once you have that, you'll just set that to the back short side of the mat. We're going to come into wide kneed child's pose with the hands on two blocks. So big toes together, knees going wide apart. So you may have to sort of adjust here in these initial moments so that way the blocks aren't too far and they're also not too close. So you're going to settle your sitting bones down toward your heels. You're going to press the hands down into the blocks to actually feel your chest lift a little bit away from the floor. So versus letting the chest hang down to the floor, you're going to engage your belly button in, engage your low front floating ribs in, draw the chin in slightly toward the chest, and feel the crown of your head reach forward toward the front short side of your yoga mat. Feel your exhalation fully and completely release. This practice of letting go is what creates the space for the nourishment of the next breath in. So fully feel yourself empty out and then deep breath in. Full exhale out. Deep breath in. Last exhalation here. Okay, pressing down into your blocks, start to lift the sitting bones away from the heels as they start that rise up. You're going to move your knees underneath of your hips, come off the blocks so that you can set the blocks forward. And then we're going to cat cow the spine. So finding table top, breathe in, release your belly down toward the floor. Lift and elevate through the heart space, and then exhale, press your hands down into the floor. Take the tailbone under, arc and round through the back body. Inhale as you release the belly, lift through the heart. And exhale as you press your hands, take your tailbone under, draw the belly in as you round your spine. One more time that way. Breathe in, let the belly release, lift up through the heart. And as you exhale, press the hands and round through the spine. Inhale, coming to neutral. Shift into your right knee. Send your left leg back behind you with the ball of the foot on the floor. Let the left heel rock a few times back toward the back short side of the mat, and then rocking the heel forward. Continue to reach out nice and long through the crown of your head as you take these heel pulses. Okay, as the left heel starts to rock up this next time, we're going to breathe in and start to lift the left leg. So you can lift the left leg higher than parallel, releasing the belly again, lifting through the heart. And then as you exhale, tap the left ball of the foot down onto the floor. And you can even create a little gentle rounding in the spine as you do that. Inhale, float the left leg back up, release the belly and lift through the heart. So you're opening across the front plane of the body. Exhale, bring the ball of the foot down to the floor. Draw the belly button in a gentle round in the spine. One more time. Inhale, float the left leg up. Release through the belly, lift through the heart. And then as you're exhaling, bring the left ball of the foot down, a gentle round in your spine. Hold on to that round in your spine for a moment. Anchor that left ball of the foot into the mat. Stay here, or for a moment, begin to lift the right knee and maybe the right foot off the floor, coming into a brief crouching plank pose. Next, in breath, lower the right knee, lower the left knee. Send the hips back toward child's pose again. Just a very brief child's pose, just to get some weight out of the wrist. Next, breath in. Let your sitting bones rise back up. Tabletop. Shifting into the left knee, send your right leg back behind you with the ball of the foot on the mat and begin to press the right heel toward the back short side and then allow it to rock forward. Let's do that a few times. As that right heel starts to rock back up, we're going to engage the hands down to the earth as the right leg floats up higher than parallel. Release through the belly and lift through the heart. Exhale, bring the ball of the foot down to the floor. Round gently through the spine, engaging through the front body. Inhale, float your right leg back up, releasing the belly, lifting through the heart. And exhale, bring the ball of the foot down, press your hands firm, round through your spine. Inhale, float the right leg up. Exhale, bring the right ball of the foot down, press your hands round through your back. You can stay right here, feeling the tone across the front of the body, or begin to lift your left knee and the left foot momentarily into a crouching plank pose. And on your next breath in, let your left knee come down, let your right knee come down. Momentarily shift the sitting bones back. So you just bring the weight back, maybe even coming up to the fingerprints this time, sometimes called the cupcake hand. So you feel the center of the palm lift as you anchor the fingerprints down and feel the lift of the underarms. Last exhale. Inhale as your sitting bones rise up, table. Release the belly, lift the heart, cow tilt. Exhale, press the balls of the feet into the mat. Draw the belly button in, downward facing dog. Maybe initially on this first one, taking the feet about as wide as your yoga mat to produce some of the pull across the hamstrings and the low back. Begin to gently pedal out through the feet and the knees, inviting some fluidity into the movement of your body as you open up through the backs of your legs. Taking another inhale here, and as you take that inhale, you can start to walk your feet back in so they're more lined up with the hip points or the sitting bones. Take your last exhale here. breathe in, take your gaze forward to the space between your hands. You can step or lightly hop your feet forward. Inhale, take halfway lift. Lift the belly, reach out long through the crown of the head, and exhale as you fold into the legs. Inhale as you bend your knees and reverse your swan dive, sweeping your arms out, stretching your arms up, prayer hands connecting and drawing down into your heart space. Inhale, circle sweep the arms up. Notice the openness around the underarm region. Prayer hands coming together and through the heart as you fold forward into the legs, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the blocks or the shins, lift through the belly, reach out through the crown of the head. Exhale, we're stepping the left foot back. Feel free to take the blocks with you for a little extra height and support. Spin your left heel down for warrior two. Right knee is over the right ankle. Inhale, left arm cartwheels around, bringing the body up so that the chest faces the left side of the room. Warrior two pose. So we're going to keep the legs in the warrior two shape, but breathe in and stretch your arms up and along the sides of the face. To emphasize working with the chest, we'll do a couple rounds of cactus arms. So exhale, let your elbows bend. Feel the muscles around your shoulder blades engage. And inhale as you send your fingertips back up to the sky. Exhale, let the elbows bend. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale, elbows bend. One more time, breathe in, stretch the fingertips up. Exhale to bend. Inhale, reach the hands up, straighten the front right knee momentarily. Let your left hand come down to your left thigh and arc your body into a version of reverse warrior. Take a breath in, return the body to warrior two. Right knee bends, shoulders over hips. Exhale, cartwheel the arms around. Frame the front foot, spin off the back heel, lower the left knee down to the floor. Stabilize downward through your legs and your feet. Walk your hands up to your front right thigh. Now we're going to slide the hands then to the hip crest. And just for a few moments, we're going to draw those elbow points back toward one another. Take the tailbone down. Notice the openness across the chest bone and the pectoralis muscles. And if it's okay, you can tip the chin slightly upward so then you open up through the throat. Take a breath in. Okay, as you begin that exhale, you can start to let the body come forward. Release the hands down to the blocks or the earth. Lift the back knee. Send the blocks out to the side. Step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Pedal out through your knees and your feet. Inhale, let your hips glide forward, coming out into planks. You might need to inch your toes back 1 to 2 inches. Now, knees can lower down, bringing the body into modified plank, or knees can remain up. We are going to lower down to the chest. You can start to bend the elbows. If you have the knees up, be sure to shift more to the tips of the toes as you come down. Sliding the hands down just about 1 inch, hug the elbows into the sides of the body and root your feet. So inhale, a little cobra lift. So it'll be low. We want to primarily focus on using the spinal muscles to create that opening across the chest. Exhale as you bring the chest and the face down toward the floor. Inhale, engage the tailbone down toward the space between your heels, and inhale, lift your chest. Baby cobra. Exhale as you lower. One more time. Root the tailbone down. Inhale as you rise. Baby cobra. And exhale as you lower. Momentarily stack your palms so your forehead can rest on your stacked palms. Bend your knees so your heels come in toward the buttocks, and then sway the lower legs a few times from side to side. Prana Vayu is associated with nourishment on all levels. So feeling the depth of the breath in
and the nourishment of the body at the cellular level through the oxygen that comes in through the inhalation. Legs come down, hands slide down under the lower chest. Inhale, press up through all fours. Exhale, ground the balls of the feet, float the knees, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, maybe sigh it out. Next inhalation, gaze forward to the space between the hands. Walk or lightly hop your feet to the front. Feel free to adjust the blocks if you like. Breathe in, halfway lift. Lift through the belly, reach out through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold into the legs. Breathe in, bend the knees, and reverse the swan dive. Rise all the way up. Prayer hands connecting. Momentarily, bring the hands down to the center of the forehead so that the thumbs gently touch the forehead space. In honor of the nourishment of the eyes, third eye space, wisdom center, and the brain. Next inhalation, circle sweep the arms. Reach them up and along the sides of the face. Prayer hands connecting. Bend the knees. Hinge forward over the legs, finding forward fold. As you arrive there, inhale, lift the belly, reach out through the crown of the head, halfway lift. Slide the blocks back, frame the left foot, step the right foot back, spin the right heel down. Inhale, cartwheel the arms up, coming up into warrior two pose, heart facing the right side of the room. Inhale as your arms stretch long by the sides of your face. Exhale, let your elbows bend, taking cactus arms. Inhale as you reach your fingertips back up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale as you reach the fingertips high. Exhale, cactus arms. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Straighten the left knee. Let the right hand land on the right thigh. Variation of reverse warrior. Holding here for another exhalation. Take your next breath in. Carry the body back to warrior two. Shoulders over hips, arms are wide. Exhale, right arm comes up and over. Frame the left foot. Lift the right heel. Take the right knee down to the floor. Bring the hands up to the left thigh as you stabilize downward through your legs and your feet. Stay here if you like, or slide the hands to your hips. Draw those elbow points toward one another. Feel your tailbone draw down. It's a back bend, so draw the tailbone down. And if it's okay, begin to tip the chin slightly up. So we're opening across the chest, opening through the throat. Take a breath in. Exhale, begin to bring the body forward. Frame the left foot, lift the right knee, move the blocks out to the side, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Pedal out through your knees and your feet. We're going to come back out into plank pose. So inhale, roll the hips forward. So knees will stay up or lower down to the modified plank pose. Exhale, begin to bend the elbows. If the knees are up, move more toward the tips of the toes as you come down. Slide your hands down 1 inch. Now you can stay with those low baby cobras, or if it feels okay on your spine, you're going to press down into the hands and you're going to use your arm strength to lift your chest a little higher this time. And then exhale, come down. So I like to call these cobra push-ups. So we're using the arm strength to help lift the chest and open the front body. Draw the tailbone down. Inhale, press the hands down. Stay low or come up a little higher. Exhale, lower down. Last one, press down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come down. Stack the palms, rest the forehead, bend the knees, hook the heels, and sway the lower legs a few times. Okay, let the tops of the feet come down to the floor. Give a sway out with your hips. Okay, slide the hands underneath of the chest, lower chest. Press up through all fours. Now we're going to press the balls of the feet into the mat and begin to send the sitting bones back toward the heels. So a child's pose with that yogi toe stretch. Now I want to invite you to possibly stay here. This can be a strong stretch for the feet, so this may feel like enough. If you do this often, you might start to walk your hands in a little bit. The pressure will be a little stronger in the feet. You can stay there, or a third option is to bring the body more upright. So this is very strong in the feet. So just be mindful and feel free to stay in that child's pose position with the yogi toe stretch. If you're upright, prayer hands come together and the thumbs are going to gently touch against the forehead. Take a breath in. Last exhale. Releasing your hands if you're upright. Bring the body forward. If you're in child's pose, rock your hips forward. Let the tops of your feet come down. Now we're going to pick up the right knee. We're going to move the right foot off to the right. Inch the right hand forward 1 to 2 inches and send your left leg out into modified side plank. Left hand on the hip. Engage from the pubic bone up to the belly button and begin to float the left leg up. So please feel free to stay there with the inner edge of the foot down. Lifting the foot, we're going to possibly, if the leg is lifted, bend the left knee and move the left foot back behind us. Think about almost like your heel and the back of your head coming toward one another. If it's in your practice, you might catch hold of the ankle with the left hand. We're preparing the body for a position called the hanging cobra. So this pose helps to prepare the body for that. Last exhale. Inhale, extend the left leg and arm. Exhale, lower the left hand, left knee. Inhale and exhale there in the center. Just kind of rock out your hips. Keep reaching nice and long through the crown of your head. Okay, pick up the left knee. Move the left foot off to the left. Extend out through your right knee. Okay, modified side plank, right hand coming to the hip. It maybe need to inch that left hand a little bit forward. Just want to have a slight diagonal from shoulder to wrist. Possibly engaging to lift the right leg up, bending the right knee, and moving the right foot back in space to open across the front plane. You can always stay right there, or right hand connects to right ankle. Last breath in and out. Inhale, extend out through the right leg and arm. Exhale, lower the right hand and knee, and then kind of sway out those hips again. All right, we're going to take the big toes slightly toward one another and the knees a little bit wider, like you would for child's pose. We're going to walk the hands an inch or two forward, like you would for modified plank position. And then you're going to end up letting your hips rock forward. And then you're going to melt your thighs down toward the floor. And as your heart starts to draw through, you're going to see what it feels like to draw the tailbone down and float your feet away from the floor. So your heels are going to come in toward the buttocks as your heart comes through. Now we've done 2 other versions of cobra, low cobra and that higher cobra. So those are great modifications. Now as you exhale, we're going to move the hips back. Let the feet come down to the floor. It's almost like you're moving just for a moment into an extended child's pose, trying to create length in the low back. And then rock your hips back up. So begin to let your thighs melt down and your feet can start to float up. Draw the heart through. Hanging cobra position. Exhale. Begin to let the hips come up. So really draw your belly in. And then rock the sitting bones back toward the heels. Okay, and then let's do that one more time. Inhale, come forward. Start to engage the gluteals, float the feet. As your feet float up, you really engage through the hamstrings, start to melt your thighs down, draw your heart through, hanging cobra position. Exhale as you begin to move the pelvis back into that extended child's pose position. All right, and then we're gonna rock up through all fours. We're gonna sway the legs around and out in front of us. So you can come off your blanket momentarily. Maybe fold the blanket up so you can create a little cushion for your pelvis. Sit up tall. Take your left leg forward and then open your left leg out 30 to 40 degrees. And we're going to bend the right knee. So, two options: one, the right knee can fall open, or one, the right knee can point up. Right hand is going to go back behind us. Left arm is going to stretch up. We're going to exhale, twist to the right. So the left hand is going to come to the right knee, whether it's upright or falling open. Press out through your left heel so much that you might actually feel your left sitting bone even slide forward an inch. And then turn your belly toward your right leg. So we're impacting the center of the body, but notice the opening across the right chest as you root into your right fingerprints. You might turn your chin toward your left shoulder as we take this twist so that you invite the opening that's happening in the chest all the way up through the right side of the neck. Okay, last exhale. Inhale as we come back through the center. Lean back into the hands so that you can easily switch out the feet. So right leg is going to extend and go open 30 to 40 degrees. Left knee is going to be bent, either falling open or pointing the knee up to the sky. Left hand coming back behind you as the right arm reaches up. Exhale, right hand to left knee, whether the leg is falling open or pointing up. Press through your right heel. Turn and twist the belly toward the inner left leg. Notice the opening across the left side chest. And turn your chin toward the right shoulder. Inhale as you come back around. Lean a little weight into both hands. Bend both knees. Point them to the ceiling. And rock your knees from side to side. Coming off of the blanket support. Sliding the blanket support out to the right or left and coming all the way down onto your spine. Okay, so as you arrive here, you might bend the knees, plant the feet, and just press pretty strong. Just lift your pelvis just an inch or two. So that's going to just create some stabilization across the low back. You can lower and then lift again. It's a very low bridge. Really, the whole purpose is to just provide some stabilization for the low back with this low lift. Lowering down. One more time. Okay, so you're going to pick up the right foot, and if you have the loop in the strap, you're going to take the loop around the ball of the foot. Now, if you don't have something that has the loop, you can just take the strap along the ball of the foot or your scarf, whatever you're using. Okay, so if you have the strap just placed along the ball of the foot, you can remain there holding onto both sides of the strap. Now, if you have your tail kind of hanging there down in front of the face, you can even walk the hands down the tail so that your arms end up extended by the sides of the face if that works okay for your back. And you can stay with the left knee pointed up to the sky, or you can start to inch that left leg forward, maybe taking it into a full extension. Prana Vayu is associated with inspiration, that feeling of like a lightness in our step. This version of this pose with the arms extended by the ears invites that sense of lightness and openness through the underarms. Okay, last exhale. If your left leg is extended, you can rebend the left knee, placing the foot flat to the floor, walking your hands back up toward your right foot, unhooking the strap. As the right knee comes down, you can go wide with your feet and a few windshield wipers. And we'll bring the knees back to the center, heel toe the feet a little bit closer. Picking up the left foot now for the second side. You can take the strap along the ball of the foot if you're using just a scarf or a regular belt, or you can take a loop if you have your small loop across the ball of the foot. Sending that left heel up toward the sky and possibly taking the hands down the tail of the strap so that you extend the arms long by the sides of the face. Right knee can remain pointed upward, or you can start to walk the right foot forward, extending the right leg long on the mat. Another round of inhale and exhale. Allowing then your right knee to rebend, your hands to walk toward your left foot, and hooking the strap. Taking the strap out to the side as the left foot comes down. Go a little bit wide with your feet and just take a few sways with your knees. Okay, and then taking the legs, extending them out along the mat, bringing the arms down in a low V position, letting the palms turn to face upward toward the sky. Noticing how the palms facing up invites a sense of openness across the heart. On your next inhalation, breathe deep, sending the inhalation down through your arms and your legs. Eventually allowing your knees to bend one at a time so the feet come flat to the floor. Rolling the body over to the right or to the left and pressing your hands down to come up to your seat. As you arrive seated, let your hands come together at your heart. The light within me bows to that same light that exists within you. Namaste.